go ahead, Sean, or whoever.
What's the likelihood that you ever unify with Boots or any of the other champions?
It's very likely. I think 2025 is going to be a really exciting year for the welterweight division. I mean, we all, I feel like all of us champions currently, we have the same, mentality. Like, we all want to fight the best. We all want to bring, these big fights, to the boxing fans. And, that's more than, that's very likely. Yeah.
Which of those unifications, Stanionis, Norman, or Boots, do you think is the most realistic? Like, it could really happen next year?
I think all of them, for sure. I mean, they all, each of them, has its own like issues, like business-wise. I think realistically, Stanionis would be the easiest to make. He's fought, with PBC plenty of times. But yeah, I would love a fight, with any of the other current champions.
Do you see Ennis as the toughest challenge out of the other three title holders?
I think he's the most difficult, like skill-wise.
Yeah, and what do you want to show in this fight? Obviously, besides just getting the victory, is there anything you want to show in this fight with Abel Mendoza? Abel Ramos, sorry, I got Brian behind me.
Yeah. I just want to continue to show my skills and abilities. To continue to show why how I got myself in the position to be a champion in the first place. I was an interim champion that was elevated after Crawford had vacated, but it was still everything that I put into the sport that got me into that position. And it's just my job to move forward, defend as a champion would, and then ultimately unify with the other champions.
How do you being the most skilled guy out of the title holders? When you've watched him, what makes you believe you could beat him? What attributes do you have that you think you could beat Ennis if you guys ever get to unify?
I think he is an all-around fighter. He does like so many things really well. I think just my style. I believe I have the skills to make him, to put him into a fight that like he's not so used to being in.
Was it with kind of being more, I don't know, just trying to reach for dissect from it, like more fundamentally sound to offset some of his athleticism, or to get deeper with it? Yeah,
I think at that too. I bring a lot to the table. Just as he does. He has a phenomenal jab. So do I. I believe I have great timing. I have power in both hands. I have speed as well, and I know I have a chin. And it's like it would take a lot to get me out of a fight with him, and it would be very interesting.
Can you talk about the evolution of your style? It seems like you're still carrying the things you learned from Virgil Hunter, but with your new trainer, with Bob, your feet are a little more planted. Like, there's an evolution there. How would you say your style has evolved since you got to welterweight and everything?
I think it has evolved a lot. One thing Bob and Rich they emphasize a lot is sticking to what has got me to this point, and even the things that I learned with like Virgil and everything. They emphasize all the time. Virgil's a great coach, and I'm very grateful for all the years that we spent together, for everything that we accomplished, and so it's just kind of just like taking things from from my journey, from all the coaches and all the fighters I have had the pleasure of being around, and just continuing to add to my style. I think we're doing a really good job at it right now. Just tightening everything up and just staying on top of what has gotten me to this point.
Are you starting to peak as a fighter? You feel like?
I think so. I think I'm definitely at that point. Where these next few years, I'm gonna be able to accomplish the most in this sport.